Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from a sort of interestinglife.com. You're joining me on board good old Narrowboat Tilly, and today I would like to sort of talk about just my actual personal life and stuff. And not my actual personal life, that doesn't make sense, but my life as a whole, as even in the videos where I try and talk about this sort of stuff, it always ends up being like about, oh yeah, we're out on the boat and we're doing boaty stuff or biking and all that sort of stuff. And really, I just want to talk about where I'm at and what my plans are in terms of my actual simple day-to-day life. Because there's an awful lot of stuff that's changed over the past few years, and certainly since buying Tilly and moving on and all that sort of thing. And ultimately now, this is all going to focus around health and fitness, which, as many of you know, I'm pretty active, but I've been saying for a long time that I'm nowhere near as fit as I used to be, and I can tell that by looking at how long it used to take me to walk different places or bike different places, and now, even at my best and really giving a load of effort, which I'm never in a rush really, but when I do try and get back to how quick I used to get from like one place to another and so on, I just can't do it, or I can't do it very easily like I used to. And that all ties into, obviously I'm like a lot older than I was like 8 years ago in my early 20s, but equally I have also over the years steadily gained a lot more weight. And it's like going back to not too long ago, well like a few years ago this is, I used to be like 9 stone at the absolute heaviest, whereas now I'm 9 stone 8, so I've gained like literally almost a stone. And that is definitely not helping in terms of when I'm out and I'm like, oh god, I'm a lot slower than I used to be and so on, because I'm carrying around an extra stone of weight basically, like a tenth of my body weight over. So my basic general gist for like the rest of the year is to just get everything in order, and there's a lot more stuff I even doing the videos and that is going to tie into this sort of general, let's get life back on track properly. Now, I'm extremely lucky to have all this free time and do all this stuff that I love doing, and my goodness me, do I love doing it. But, like I say, I've started to let things get on top of me. I've been just, all that I do these days, like the vast majority of my time goes to writing and doing videos, which I love doing, which is why I do so much of it. And it's like even way more than actual time I spend at my real job in the supermarket, I'm doing these videos and so on. And that is, it's led to some interesting things. First of all, whenever I get into the final like frenzy of the weeks leading up to a book coming out, I'm just spending so much time reading it and rereading it, editing, deleting, rewriting, that I obviously gain a little bit of weight just as that sort of spike, because I'm sat down and the temptation to start eating loads and loads of stuff is always there when you're not doing anything to distract yourself. But on top of that, and we've got a boat about to pass, so I apologise if I fall over suddenly. But on top of that, there's just the fact that because of doing all this stuff and not having it in proper sort of order, I have been finding myself just doing these little short walks and stuff like multiple times a day. Like I say, like, that started as a way to stop me just being writing for hours and me back starting to ache and all that sort of stuff. But I'm sorry if I was speaking a little bit fast and that. I don't know why I was sort of panicking as the boat went past then, and I was going to like go, whoa! But back on track. As I was saying, because I'm trying to do so much stuff all the time, it's like I'm meant to have all this free time to do the things that I love doing, but I found myself not doing them in an order that's actually using that time wisely. So when I'm out walking and when I'm on my bike going places, I'm like, oh, flipping heck, I've got this video to do, oh, I really want to get that written, and oh, I should really write a little post for the website, because I haven't done one of those for months, and I've got all these things that I'm like, oh, I should get back and do that, I should get back and do that. So, what my plan is, firstly, I'm definitely going to lose a lot of weight. Well, not a lot, but I'm definitely going to go back to 9 stone. And over the course of this year, I've like, my diet has actually wildly improved. And it's, like I say, I mean, even going back over the last few years, having the boat, the pizza and the takeaway pizza thing is sort of like a Dan Brown meme almost of, oh yeah, he always eats takeaway pizzas and that. Which really, I mean, this year, I can't think if I've eaten more than 3 or 4 or so over the course of this year. There's definitely been periods of months where I haven't had one. And that's like, I let the sort of pizza thing become a bit of a novelty and a running joke, which didn't help the public perception of just what I eat. And I do eat a huge amount of salad and things like that. And because I like simple food rather than steaming the boat up and being cooking for hours on end, as you're probably more than aware from these videos, I am no master chef. But I need to do more proper actual cooking and add in more variety, and I need more fruits because, like I say, because I like just simple food, the amount of salad wraps and salad butties and stuff like that I will get through is huge, and I probably eat more salad than most people. Basically because it's one of the only things I eat, and even though that may not be the most healthy thing to be like, oh yeah, I'm only eating this certain stuff all the time, at least again, last night I was talking about this sort of topic and weight loss and that sort of thing with my friends up the road, and apart from last night where I had a chocolate bar, I literally can't actually remember the last time I just ate a proper bar of chocolate, like a Mars bar or a Snickers or something like that, as like its own thing. Because really, it's just not how I am. I eat loads of cereal bars these days, which again, they're certainly not the least sugary items you could possibly get. But I'm hoping that they're a lot more healthy in terms of what's in them as a broader range than just a lump of chocolate. So that's the sort of thing that I'm focusing on. Like, personally, just me in general, and over August in particular, I'm really going out of my way to make sure that I don't, and like sugary drinks as well. Like, I've cut back to almost zero in terms of fizzy drinks that are not sugar-free ones and so on. And these are all the sorts of things that go on in my life away from what I talk about in the camera and that. And really, this is all kind of focused round and talk about the videos now as part of what I want this sort of, not, like I say, it's not like I'm going on a diet. I'm just cutting out a few things that are bad and focusing in fetching, I'm probably going to be eating more different things overall than I currently am. So that's the one thing I want to sort out. But also, one of the problems that's led me to start gaining this weight, and it's not as if I'm fat or anything, and I'm certainly not into like being like muscly or anything like that, or like having a super six-pack and that sort of thing. But I just want to get my general fitness level back to relatively, well, basically where it used to be, give or take. I'll never be a super fit 20-year-old again, but, that's the way of life. But as part of that focus, I really want to try and get into doing a proper big walk at least once a week of at least like 10 to 15 miles. And I mean, in the old days, long before I had the boat, I used to do this sort of walking all the time without thinking. I'd do like maybe 15-mile walks 3 times a week and not think about it, and then go out and do another 7 miles the next day. And that is partly, the reason that stopped is partly because of how chaotic I've let, like, right, I've got me days at work, so they're like written off to actually doing a proper real life job that a grown-up human has to do. Then I spend all of my other time writing videos. Oh, I better do this. Oh, I better get that sorted. And so I want to try and focus the time I spend writing into like the mornings of what I do my writing in. Then I have specific days where I do film into camera videos like this, where I just try and talk at you endlessly and record a lot of that. And then equally, I can have another specific day that's all about editing and going through like all the boaty footage and walking and biking. And I'm hoping that I can focus that and go, right then, each week, these 2 days are going to be the days that I do these videos and do the talking to camera. And, I mean, today I'm going to try and do a lot of these speaking at you videos, and hopefully that'll mean that the videos are more focused because I'll have all week building up to the day that I'm going to record them to think about them and what I want to say and make little notes and that, rather than what I do now, which is go, oh, you know what, I've got a bit of free time, yeah, let's do a quick video to camera up on the wall here. And so it leads me to very often, when I watch the videos back, go, I didn't say what I actually wanted to say, I missed to say this in this video. And that's the key of what I want to try and get like down to. Right, this is the video day that I do the talking to camera videos for the next few weeks. Right, sit down, stand up, whatever I'm doing, talk. This is topic 1, this is topic 2, and get through them like that. And like I say, hopefully by having time to think about them, rather than just off the cuff going, what am I going to do? You know what? Quick, I'll just have a quick drink and something to eat, and then I'll do this video now. And hopefully that'll lead to focused videos that actually say what I want to say. The same with the editing of videos. If I'm going, right, tomorrow I'm going to be sitting down and editing solidly this and this video, because I won't be thinking, right, I want to get this video done quickly so I can do a talk to camera video, or I can get out and go on the kayak or whatever. I'll be able to go, right, I'm going to make every single video that I put together of boating footage as perfectly edited as I possibly can. And I'm hoping that not only will that lead me to then have a free day to say, right, this is a 12-mile walk day, this is a 15-mile walk day, this is a 10-mile walk day. And basically, I don't want to have to think, oh, you know what, I'm out here, I'm miles away from anywhere, oh, there's this video, oh, I haven't done that video, oh no, I need to get this video done for 2 days' time, and then that means that I have to go into town after I've recorded the video and leave it uploading if it's not in the cycle of being able to do these videos in the week. When I go to work, leave my laptop uploading videos at my mum's house, get out from work and come back out and do it all over again and so on. It's all about trying to make sure that everything is planned and scheduled properly to go. Well, as some of you may have seen my calendar on my computer, where I've literally got like up well into September all of the videos that I've already done and are uploaded and will automatically post. It's like I want to get that sort of level of planning done for the actual recording of the videos. So like I say, then I can add into the general overall fitness by going, God damn, you used to do all this walking and do these big long walks each week multiple times. Here's your day that you haven't got to think about anything, even if other stuff isn't done. This is the walking day. Get out there, put your boots on and just go. And that's what I want to start doing more of and getting back into. And that's the real focus of, like I say, everything's focused around this fitness and getting back to how I used to be and dropping just a little bit of weight so I'm not on me bike carrying around an extra stone and that sort of stuff. It's all about just being, right, what are we doing today? Oh, I already know, and I'm going to do it better than I normally do it, or I'm going to do it more focused, or I'm going to be able to enjoy it because everything's now got its place. And so this is really what, on the personal side of my life and trying to put everything in order, this is how, like I say, because the videos and writing has become the thing that I do, it's all about getting those up to a level where I can be focused specifically on, right, this day is the video to the camera day. All those videos are going to get done, maybe 4 videos in 2 hours or so on, and that's what it's all about really. And then the next day being like, well, today's going to be just about writing and going through some of the stuff I've done and editing it and getting it into something that in the time ahead when it comes to making it into a book isn't going to be such a huge task all in one go to be like, oh no, I don't like this anymore, oh, I want to get this sorted. And like I say, it's all about focusing on individual things. And equally tying into all this sort of focus, I want to focus a lot more on where I actually spend me money, because I don't really ever spend money on things just for myself in general. It's always like food or, well, like I say, I mean, if you look around at the things that I own that are like expensive, it's like the iPod, purchased to do these videos, the MacBook, purchased to do these videos, and the audiobook, my iPhone, it's like purchased specifically for videos and having an actual communication tool to do the Facebook page, the Twitter stuff and all of that stuff, and keeping in touch with all of the things that the YouTube stuff has enabled. And because of that, I found myself thinking, like, well, like I say, this is one of the things I talk about this like infrequently, but I did speak about it in a recent video. It's like when I bought the MacBook, that was literally a huge thing to me personally, because that MacBook cost more than all of the boat costs put together for 2014. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people, like, it's easy to overlook, that when I buy something big and expensive like that, that is a huge cost. And as a percentage, that literally is going to be like 50% of what I spend this year, basically, or 50% of, I know that's not accurate, but between the boat and the YouTube stuff, that's a 50% split just in that one item in terms of the overall costs of those 2 items and those 2 activities. And I say, I don't resent it, I don't regret it. I love doing these videos and I love having that MacBook because it's made me able to do so many more videos and have much better videos than I could have done previously. And so it's like I say, that's not what I'm saying. I don't think, oh, I don't want to spend this money because it's not something that I specifically want. But apart from really books and the Kindle this year, I can't think of much that I've gone, God, I really want that for just myself for fun and so on. And it's one of the things that's an interesting element too, the Apple Watch. Now, I'm not going to bore you all talking about the Apple Watch and Apple and stuff, but it's something that I know I don't need it, it's nowhere near necessary, but I'm fascinated by technology and I love these sorts of things, and ultimately, when I actually look at stuff like that, it's like, God, I would actually like to have an Apple Watch, even if it's useless, and even if I ended up selling it after a month or so and losing a bit of money on it, I'd love to have that experience and to be like, oh yeah, look at this is probably one day going to be the future, even if it's not great now. And yet, now, months after launch, I haven't actually got one. And all the people who know me are amazed that I haven't actually got one. But a lot of that is coming down to me going, well, bought the MacBook at the start of the year, I can't spend like 340 quid on an Apple Watch if I spent like over £1,000 on that. And that's where I'm starting to think, hang on, I've got to be a bit more sensible here and not go, right, I'm going to waste money left, right and centre, because, I mean, like I say, I don't waste money, I don't really buy much, apart from food, apart from these one-off purchases, really, and obviously stuff for the boat, like getting it out of the water and in the dry dock and stuff like that. But I also want to think, hang on, what am I actually spending my money on? Do I really want this item and so on? And then, in that, also be like, but you know what? I haven't bought anything proper expensive for a long, long time that's just a gift to myself. And go, you know what? I'm just going to get an Apple Watch, even if it makes me a sellout and, oh, you're terrible, you've got an Apple Watch and all that sort of stuff. But instead, I'm like, flipping heck, I've already spent this much on like this, this and this. And so I need to try and focus properly. I'm going, right, I've got to be not living on a shoestring for the sake of living on a shoestring, or for the sake of other areas of life that may not bring me the total enjoyment and fascination of going, God, you know what I really want? I want to like buy this bike, or I want to get this item here, or I want to get an Apple Watch. And then instead be in my mind going, yeah, but I really want to get one of the new iPods because it's got a much better camera on it to do the video things. And that's the debate that I'm having in my mind, like right now, of like, there's a hugely expensive iPod that's the new version of this one, but I could get one with much more storage, much faster, like it's much more powerful. So instead of how this iPod takes literally like half an hour to process videos to get them ready to upload sometimes, it would be done in a couple of minutes, and I could literally store all of the footage and videos I ever wanted on the iPod, and then edit the stuff on the iPod and export it on the iPod, and not have to worry about then having the iPad and the iPhone and stuff like that for like having proper things to edit at a really reasonable pace and speed and quality. And again, that though isn't ultimately going to be the sort of thing that I'm like, oh wow, look at this, I've got a new iPod, because it's the same as what I've got basically. And so that's where I'm thinking, why don't I just buy an Apple Watch? I've been talking about it and wanting one and looking up, and like I say, it'll never be the most useful thing in the world to me, but every now and then you've just got to go, you know what, I want that and I'm going to buy it. But instead I'm like, you know what, should I buy something like that's not specifically for me almost? And those are all the things that, like I say, this is just all stuff from my own personal like day-to-day life, and the most minute simple decisions like that take months and months for me to go through with. It's like when I bought the MacBook, that was something that I whittled on and on and on about for so long that it wound all my friends and family off the dial, until eventually it was like, yeah, I'll do it. But had that have been something that I really wanted to like be like, oh yeah, I'm going to get this bike and it's going to cost the same amount as that, then perhaps I would have just gone and got it there and then straight away without thinking of it. But instead, now I've spent that money, so I'm like, I don't know if I want to go for that. So at 20 minutes in, I should really bring this video to a close. And really, I suppose to sum it up, my initial aim is to just lose weight and get back to the sort of level of general fitness that I used to be at. I'll never be as fit, but I want to be more fit than I am now. And like I say, the fact that I'm carrying around almost an extra stone is definitely telling on the amount of time it takes me and how easy or difficult I find doing these bike rides and walking long distances and so on. So that's really what everything is focusing around. And like I say, focusing the YouTube time for, right, these days are YouTube days, these days are full writing and editing days, and these days are actual going and doing a real life job of a grown-up days. And then that leading me to each of those days not be trying to quickly cram in another video, or I'll just try and do this bit of writing and write about this particular thing today, or just really actually do the stuff that I want to do on that day without any other thoughts or distractions of, oh no, I've got to do this, oh I forgot to do that. And then, more importantly, have those 3 days where I can be, right, I'm walking, I'm going to walk for maybe 5-6 hours, maybe even longer than that, just go and see how far I get, where I get to, and I haven't got to think, oh, I need to get back and do this, oh, I need to get back and do that, oh no, I haven't done this video. And basically, that's what it's all about. And similarly, sort of unrelated to that, is the financial thing, that I'm going to continue to not spend money on almost anything and not waste money really. But I've also got to think, hang on, every now and then, surely I can buy an Apple Watch. And every now and then, I don't mean every couple of weeks, as that made it sound like I meant. But yeah, that's the sort of thing, like I say, that it's just the sort of thing that day to day in my general life, these are the things that are on my mind. And when I'm going to my friends' houses or meeting people and that, I'm very often thinking, right, I might go home a little bit early here so I can get this done. And then, of course, you've got to sort of factor in the general life stuff that you can't plan for in all this, that then delays videos and puts me back on schedule. And like just simple things like say, just being a grown-up, give or take, walking around doing your daily life. There's all sorts of stuff that takes up time and you don't expect. And ultimately, I'm going to draw this video to a massive close here, a massive close to an end here, because it's 20 minutes long plus. And I'll say thank you so much for watching. Check out my other videos for some less boring videos of actual scenery and stuff like that. Feel free to add me on Facebook, or just follow me on Facebook if you don't want to add me as a friend. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. And if you'd like to support these videos and help me out, then please consider checking out my Narrowboat books available for the Kindle. Search Amazon for The Narrowboat Lad. You've heard this a million times. Or find links to the books and everything else just mentioned, and even more like the audiobook, in the description below. Until the next time, keep it incredibly boat-worthy, have a fantastic day, and of course, farewell.